Hey guys, Field here. We got a fun little gun with us today. What we got here is a Heritage Arms Rough Rider 22 caliber revolver, single action. Proudly made in the US of A, Miami, Florida. What's kind of cool about this is it's kind of like the old Wild West cowboy guns. Kind of looks like maybe the Colt or the Peacemaker or something like that, some cool Wild West gun. It has the look of it, it has the weight of it, it's pretty heavy. It's got the 4-click style with it too. Hear that? It's a nifty little gun. I got this off of budsgunshop.com and I had it just delivered to a firearms dealership where I paid them to register it. This whole thing is cost about $175 online to get it, and then of course there's about a $30 registry fee. I got the one that comes with the 22 long rifle only cylinder, and then I paid about $25 or $30 extra and got a 22 Magnum cylinder. So that enables me to do, it enables me to shoot 22 long rifle ammunition, just the normal ammo that you would typically think of when you shoot a 22 long rifle, and it enables me to shoot 22 Magnum ammunition as well when you switch the cylinders. You can see there a lot of enjoyment when you get the bigger cylinder. You can shoot both as long as you just make sure to remember to switch them out. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about the gun here now. Like I said, it's the classic 4-click style revolver. Like I said, it's single action, so before every shot you have to pull the hammer back. The first click, which is already on, is the safety latch. The second one that I just brought it to is the reloading one, where you can open the gate, you can put the shells in. It's also the same latch where you take out the cylinders to switch it out. Third latch has nothing of importance, and the fourth latch is the firing latch. You always bring it back to the fourth one you're about ready to shoot. So that's that. Now another cool thing about this is with most single action or double action revolvers, generally you load about 5 shells in there because you don't ever want the hammer to drop down on it and accidentally fire. With this model, this is the RR22MB6 model. It has a safety. So let me show you this here. You can see inside there's a little fin that drops up and drops down. Now the hammer goes all the way to the firing pin. But when I put up the safety, see there's a little bit of a gap there. That enables it that if I would ever pull the trigger on accident, it would not quite hit the firing pin, meaning it's a very safe revolver. I got the, like I said, the RR22MB6 model with the 6.5-inch barrel. It's blued, so it looks very nice. It's the dark blue, dark black kind of a barrel. It's very heavy. It weighs about 3 pounds, so it's got that realistic feeling. Dark red wood, which makes it very soft and smooth and very actually attractive looking here. This is really nice. Now let me show how to switch out the cylinders. This has the 22 long rifle cylinder in it right now. This is the 22 Magnum cylinder, and the only way you can tell is the 22 Magnum, it's very obvious, just says 22 Magnum on the side there. So really there's no way you could ever get that confused. So, like I said, switch the cylinder, second click, it's got this little latch here. You flip off to the side, that's by the way how you load your shells, and then I'll show you how to change the cylinder later. We're going to do some 22 long rifle first. So you bring it back to the second click. Get some ammo out here for us. So, here's how we load this thing. Bring it back to the second click. Make sure you're using 22 long rifle ammunition. You slide it in all the way. Rotate it down. And you just do that. It's a 6-shooter. You can buy cylinders that go for this model that have 9 holes in them. It's a bit more expensive. I just decided I was going to buy the 6-shot. It's more classic than the 9-shot. Kind of like the cowboy style revolvers. Until you got 6 in there, rotate it a few times just to make sure. Yep. Close the little loading latch. Now I'm going to put some ear protection on and we're going to shoot this thing. We got ourselves some tin cans out there downrange to shoot at just for some fun today. So at the moment, it's at the second click. we bring it back to the fourth click, take the safety off, because I'm ready to shoot now. I'm going to put 6 rounds through this thing. Alright, so now we're out. So now what we do, put the safety back on, bring it back to the second click, open this latch, and here's what's kind of cool about this. It's got an ejecting rod. It's on a spring. It's just off center a little bit to the right. What I do is I pull this back, I line it up, and I just eject it out. You bring back the spring 6 times until the weapon's clear. Revolve it a few times just to make sure. Close the latch and let her down easy. Okay, now we're going to shoot some magnums through this. Here's how you switch the cylinders. It's very simple. This pistol is very rugged and very reliable. That's what I really like about this thing. So, yet again, 2 clicks back. Open the latch. Now here's the fun part. You're going to want to compress this little spring and pull the center pin out at the same time. So I compress this spring, pull this out, and you see that? This just dropped out of the side. That's the long rifle cylinder. I put about 300 to 400 rounds through this thing since I got it, and it's very reliable, and I would very much suggest this thing. So we're going to put the Magnum cylinder in here now. Same way that you did it, except opposite. You can see there's a flat nose part and a bunch with the teeth. The teeth go at the rear. Put it into the side. Okay, until it's about flush with the side there, right about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pin, oops, put the pin in, like so, holding this flush with that. Press this little button until it clicks. Close the little latch there, and I got the Magnum cylinder in here. Very simple. So I'll let her down. 2 clicks back, I'm going to load some Magnums in here. Same process. 5. Let's just dump out a few here. Okay. Same way. The Magnum cylinder, Magnum ammunition here. Rotate it. I just like the way these slide in here. It's very easy to load this up. Alright. Until you got 6. We're going to put the mirror protection on, and we're going to fire the Magnum shells now. They're a bit louder. Fun thing about this is it's louder than your typical 22 long rifle because it's a shorter barrel, and of course the gases escape, so it makes it a lot louder. And there's actually a little bit of a kick, even though it's a 22. Now, just as a tip for holding, when you're used to semi-automatic handguns, you generally hold it something like that. Of course, you don't want to have your hands anywhere up here because gases are going to escape between the front of the cylinder and the end of the barrel, between the firing pin and here too. So anywhere in here is a terrible place to put your hand. So you're going to want to put your shooting hand. I'm left-handed, so just imagine it backwards. Shooting hand on the side, cup it on the bottom, and then you're good to go. 4 clicks back. I'm going to shoot 6 Magnum rounds now. 22 Magnum. Yeah, a lot more smoke and a lot more kick there. Just got some tin cans we're shooting at here. Alright, we're out of that. Safety on. Yet again, we're just going to eject the shells, same way with the Magnum. Alright, so that is pretty much the Heritage Rough Rider. Very reliable little gun, very cheap actually. Like I said, after everything, after the registry fee and after buying it online and everything, having it shipped to the firearms dealer cost somewhere around $200. Very worth it. I used to have a 22 long rifle that I had on the trap line with me. It was really heavy to carry around, and it got caught on stuff when I was walking, checking my traps. So I thought, why not get the same caliber handgun? So I did. Got myself another holster here too. And that just makes for ease of carrying when you're hunting or trapping or whatever you're going to use this for. We're just up north doing some target practice and some plinking, but very fun little gun, very impressive. Some people say it's very inaccurate. I've seen a lot of reviews on this thing, but I beg to differ. Like I said, we've put several hundred rounds to this thing, and it's dead on accurate. So, Heritage Arms Rough Rider, and very sturdy little gun. Nice piece of American equipment. Another cool thing I like about this, kind of ingenious, is at the back of the hammer. I've seen some other revolvers where they're just smooth all the way back, and it's alright, but what can happen is when you're loading, your finger or your thumb can slip, and it can go forward and hit the firing pin and make a misfire. One thing that's kind of ingenious here is they kind of cut it crisscross pattern, kind of makes it very grippy, so when you pull the hammer back, you're very sure you're not going to slip because it's this very grippy pattern. Another thing I like about this as well, also makes it look kind of old. However, there's a drawback to it. You can't adjust it, is the sights. The front sight is just a little fin. You can see there, just a flat little fin. And the back is just a groove sight. When you're aiming down range, the hammer gets in the way until you pull it out. And then it's perfect. You can see there's a little notch right there. Turns into a groove. And you just line it up with the fin up at front. Now you can't adjust that. It's not an adjustable back sight or anything. So the way it comes, the way it'll shoot, unless you want to adjust the front sight any. I wouldn't suggest it, unless you know what you're doing. But those two things also kind of make it kind of a unique gun.